Sometimes, the quietest hours carry the loudest screams. When the sun slips behind the clouds, and the air feels heavier than it should, you begin to wonder, does the afternoon ever truly end? This is After Noon, a psychological horror written by Nibir Singha Roy, an author who weaves darkness with emotion, where the mind becomes its own haunted house. Each line here isn't just a story. It's a reflection of what hides behind sanity, and what happens when memory turns against you. So take a breath. Don't look away, because what begins in daylight may never find its way back.
Chapter 1.
As usual, school was closed. Strange, isn't it? I get a holiday, and today of all days, Mom had to go home. Grandpa's sick. Dad already lives in another city. Even the sister I was going to play with, they took her along. Since morning, I've been walking alone toward home, kicking at the sand on the road. I kicked it up so much that it felt like a gust of wind could blow it straight into my mouth. I'm running now, hungry, tired, wanting to be home. I reach for my pocket to grab the key. My heart stops for a moment. Oh, where's the key? Did I leave it at school? I check again, and there it is, in my chest pocket. But I could swear I kept it in the lower one. How did it move? When I slide the key into the lock, I freeze. The door's already open. Does that mean Mom came back? I rush upstairs, but the bedroom door is locked. Then why wasn't the front door? For a second, I just stand there, silent, confused. Could it be theft? I step outside again, scanning the house. Every shadow feels like it's watching me. A theft! I mutter under my breath. This house, their target? The thought almost makes me laugh, almost. But still, I start searching, just in case. Nothing. Not a thing out of place. No broken locks. No missing items. No sound. Maybe I overreacted. Overthinking never did me any good, and I'm starving anyway. Mom had left food for me, as always. I heat it up, eat quietly, then lock every door. Double check just to be sure. I miss Mom. I miss my sister, my little Bunu. Every time I'd come home from school, she'd run up and ask about my day, talking endlessly about hers. Mom never adored me the way she adored her, but I didn't mind. At least she was there. At least someone was. When will they come back? Only God knows. Scrolling through reels on my phone, my eyes start to blur. Somewhere between the laughter and the silence, I fall asleep. And what a sleep it was. Heavy, dark, and dreamless. I don't even know how the night passed. When I wake, my head is pounding, like my skull is cracking open. Maybe I overslept, that's all. But my legs, they feel stiff, shattered as if someone struck them with a hammer. I can barely stand. Leaning against the wall, I take one step, then another, then I see it. A red line, flowing down the stairs. It glistens in the morning light, thick, slow, unmistakable. Blood, red blood. Whose blood is this? It's not mine. I'm not hurt. Then, whose blood is this?
This ends here. Stay tuned to discover more parts of this story. Till then, stay horror.
Chapter 2. Stairs. Whose blood is it? Whose blood? As the question echoed in my mind, I felt a sharp jolt in my head. Ah! What pain! Such unbearable pain. I was crying because of pain. I was not able to hold it to myself. It was beyond my imagination. Hanquike? I was so vulnerable. I started calling my mother. Ma, save me. Baba, sister, where are you? Suddenly it was all blank. It felt like I woke up again. What exactly happened to me? I kept asking myself over and over. My head was still pounding, numb. Strange. Was I in bed? How? I clearly remember I couldn't even stand. I had walked toward the stairs. I saw blood. Then it felt like someone grabbed my head, pressed it harder and harder. I had never felt that kind of pain before. A numbing sensation swept over me, and along with it, my heartbeat, thump, thump, thump. And then a stale, suffocating smell entered my nose, as if I had mistakenly stepped into a pigsty. What a bizarre feeling. Did I imagine it all? No. I couldn't have been mistaken. I remember it vividly. I saw it. I felt it. I wasn't dreaming. Or was I? I was starting to doubt everything. Maybe it was all a dream. Things like that happen, don't they? I told myself. Sometimes it feels like the dream world is more real than reality itself, but it isn't. Maybe I'm overthinking, losing my mind with these thoughts. I don't want to think about it anymore. It's already 9 p.m. Still no word from Mom. I called Baba, but his phone was off. He left yesterday morning to catch a bus, and since then, he hasn't answered a single call. Doesn't he get it? We're all worried sick. Ma, too. I don't know what's wrong.
This audio was created with podcastle.ai.
Ma, too. I don't know what's wrong. She's not answering, not calling back either. I don't think she's coming home tonight. And she took my sister, too. No updates, no texts. How strange. Don't they care to inform me if they're coming back or not? How careless are they? Here I'm struggling with all of this, and they didn't even think to contact me? No. I can't just lie here anymore, doing nothing. I have to get up. What is all this nonsense that I'm scaring myself with? I gathered whatever strength I had left. I got up and walked forward towards the door. As soon as I stepped forward, the pain returned, just like before. It shouldn't hurt. But this time I knew for sure this wasn't a dream. My body ached so badly as if I had carried 2 or 3 sacks of cement by myself. I took a step and noticed my sandals were missing. How odd. I never walk around the house barefoot. I always wear a pair of sandals at home. But now, they were nowhere to be found. Did they slide under the bed? I couldn't find them, so I stepped out of my room. That weird smell was gone. Instead, a faint, sweet floral scent filled the air, like someone used a room freshener. With every step, the dream kept coming back to me. As I approached the staircase, that familiar fear started creeping up again. No matter how many times I told myself it was just a dream, it still felt far too real. There were no bloodstains near the stairs, but I did find my pair of sandals scattered. If I hadn't been wearing them, how did they end up there? Then, was it not a dream? How was that even possible? If I never left the bed, those sandals shouldn't be here. They were beside me, right before I went to sleep. Then what is this? Chapter 3. That shadowy figure. As soon as I slipped on the pair of sandals, a strange sensation crept over me. They felt sticky, almost glue-like. My head wasn't working. What's happening to me? I couldn't understand anything, nor could I recall much. Whatever came to mind was hazy fog of fragmented memories. 9 p.m. Everything was just as it was, but something in my heart whispered, something's not right. I tried calling Baba again, his phone was off. Tried Ma, also switched off. I thought of checking if they were online, but then I saw the Wi-Fi was down. That's not normal. I remember clearly after dinner, I was scrolling reels, watching YouTube. Everything was working just fine then. No. I clearly stated to my mind, this time the fear is real. The bedroom was locked. Only my room was open. All others shut tight. I know what I saw. And whatever's happening now, I have no explanation. The smartest thing I can do right now is seeking help from a neighbor. You never know when danger strikes. Even if it's all just in my head, at least feel safer knowing people are around. Wasting no time, I threw on the shirt I had nearby and stepped out. Locked the door properly behind me. There's only one neighbor, a 2-story house. Not many homes around in this new area. We moved in just a few days ago, don't know them well, but asking for help isn't a crime, is it? I rang their doorbell. No answer. I knocked loudly, hoping even annoyance would bring someone to the door. I just needed company. A voice. Anything is preferable right now. Even the dogs barking could give me peace. Finally, a pregnant woman appeared. She stood in such a way that I could only see part of her face through her hair and a portion of her belly. Is anyone home? I just needed a little help, I asked. Before I could finish, she cut in. There's no one upstairs. An elderly couple lived there, but after the husband died and their sons came and took the mother away, and my husband, he's returning soon. He forbade me from speaking to strangers. If he sees me talking to you, things won't end well for me. I can't help you. Please leave. If he sees this, he'll get furious. But She just slammed the door shut in my face. She didn't give me a chance to say anything. She just slammed the door shut in my face. I wasn't shocked by her behavior, but by what I saw behind her. I could not believe my eyes. I was noticing that for a long time, but didn't utter a word. I just saw a shadowy figure standing just beyond her. Not fully visible, but I was sure it wasn't human. Yet she said she was alone. I said nothing, just turned and walked away slowly. Having so many questions storming in my mind, what did I see? What was that? I was trembling with fear, not feeling any strength in my limbs. I was trying to walk again, but numb. A soft drizzle began. No breeze, no warning, just sudden rain. I somehow made it to my gate. That's when the power went out. Darkness everywhere. That shadowy figure. Why was it haunting me? I was sweating profusely. Without another thought, I grabbed my keys and ran, opened the gate, and rushed inside. The rain poured harder now. I slammed the door shut, ran around, closing all windows just as I reached the kitchen. My eyes locked on something outside. I screamed like, "What? What was that?" Near the gate. What is this? A tall black silhouette, human-shaped. Again, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I yanked the window shut, stood there, shocked, frozen. And then, a thunderclap roared through the sky, snapping me back to reality. Chapter 4. Room regret. Rain. That figure. Everything I saw. Now it all feels even stranger. I don't know what to do. I'm more confused than scared right now. I quickly shut the window and rushed upstairs. I just wanted to run away from all this chaos. I thought of locking myself in for the night somehow. No matter how frightened I am, I have to get through it. Something is happening. I just don't understand it. For now, since I sense danger, the most important thing is to stay strong, I told myself. Besides, I see no other way. I'll act based on the situation in the morning. I kept repeating it. If needed, I'll call the police. This constant fear and confusion are eating me up from the inside. No one is here except me. The blood, the figure, these small scars on my hand, this weakness. See, none of it feels right. Something is going on. First things first, check everything again. I don't want any more surprises. I went upstairs straight to the bedroom. As expected, it was locked. Next to it, my sister's room locked too. The guest room always kept closed. Seeing everything locked for the third time gave me a little relief. Yet deep inside, my mind kept whispering, no, something's happening. I clearly remember the dream. It doesn't feel like a dream anymore. That blood, the sandals on the stairs, on their own? No, not possible. I was right there. If not, then how? That figure outside the window. It had to be human. If it isn't, then what is it? I have no answers. All I know is it's following me, waiting for the right moment. Tree. If it's a human, if it's a thief, then what does he want? I'm alone. With this weak body, what could I even do? Whatever he wanted, he could have already done it. My mind was spinning. There's no way someone could have been hiding in the bedroom. Then where? The storeroom? That pitch dark, locked room? But the key is always kept in the bedroom. And Ma took it with her. It's 10 o'clock now. Time is crawling, as if something paranormal is stretching every second. I just want to pass the night. Pass the night. I kept telling myself. Darkness everywhere. I can't even see my own hands. Should I go? Should I gather the courage and look? Or just lock the door and wait for morning? What should I do? If he wanted to rob, he could have done it when I was outside. Then why follow me? What do they want? To kill me? But why? What have I done? None of it makes sense. I was pacing around the room, repeating to myself, going to the storeroom this late is pure foolishness. If it isn't theft, then it must be something else. If he wanted to kill me, he could have. But he didn't. So I'll wait for morning. I locked the latch on my door. With whatever strength I had left, I pushed the big wardrobe against it. My hands and feet were trembling. My body felt impossibly heavy. I wasn't even hungry. In this situation, I knew there would be no peace until morning. I just wanted to survive the night. Mentally, I was breaking. I'm not brave. I'm scared. I know I'm scared. I don't dare face whatever is out there. What does it want? I have no idea. I felt completely helpless. Suddenly, flashes came, my sister laughing with me, so happy, so bright. Then Ma's face. Baba's face. But I couldn't remember a single happy moment with them. Nothing. It felt like I was completely broken inside. Thinking about them, I collapsed onto the floor. My face. My eyes full of fear and helplessness. Ma. Bunu. Baba. Where are you? I'm scared. I felt completely cut off from the rest of the world. And still I knew I had to stay strong. I believed if Baba came, everything would be okay. There's nothing Baba can't fix. He's brave. He knows everything. He's the strongest person I've ever known. My chest kept trembling. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't calm down. With wide, unblinking eyes, I stared at the wardrobe at the door. Tomorrow is Friday, Baba's day off. He'll take the bus. He'll be here by afternoon. I have nothing to fear. He'll fix it. Baba will come. Baba will come. Baba will come. He can fix it. He will fix it. I kept repeating it, over and over, until my eyes couldn't keep up with my mouth anymore. And finally, I fell asleep. The next day, or the night. If only I had known that the next day would be even stranger. I might have just run out into the rain that very night. There's dried dirt at the corners of my eyes. I can feel the cut on one side of my lips. A long diagonal gash across my face, dried blood turned black. My head felt impossibly heavy. Somehow I lifted it. If there had been nothing to discover, maybe I could have felt relief. But I found myself in a completely wrong position. My arms covered in cuts. Flies buzzing over them. My pants, they had turned red. I could feel it, a deep cut across my knee. I tried to look outside. Evening, not morning. Street lights flickered, showing broken glimpses of the world. I was lying face down on the floor. I couldn't move my hands. Couldn't move my legs. Couldn't even shift. The pain, unbearable pain, was tearing me apart from the inside. As I looked up, the wardrobe had been flung aside, as if some enormous force had thrown it with one hand. The door stood wide open. I couldn't even push myself up. My limbs were soaked in blood. My hand slipped. I hit my head on the floor again. After that, I remember nothing. Chapter 5. Evening passed. I've fallen on the ground. I could feel it. Darkness all around. No light, naturally. The room was dark. Whatever dim light there was came from the street lights. Outside, some flickering lights. I could feel the pain in my whole body. Blood still dripped from the cracked part of my lips. A salty taste lingered in my mouth, and droplets of sweat stung my eyes. My eyes were burning. I couldn't see clearly. I couldn't even move. It felt like my entire body went numb in an instant. I wasn't able to think or act. Some things were like a puzzle to me. What surprised me the most was that one who beat me up so badly. Why didn't he just kill me? Why didn't he plunge a knife into my chest? He could have ended it. What does he want from me? What was he after? I felt like screaming. What do you want? Take it. Take everything. Just let me go. I want to go to my parents. To my sister. Tell her stories. Please. Let me go. I want to live. Lying there on the floor, my thoughts turned to my sister. Tears welled up in my eyes. I desperately wanted to see her. My sister. How is she? I want to see her. Play with her. I have stories to tell. What happened at school? How the teacher scolded me. How I stood holding my ears as punishment, and how everyone called me a loser. I want to share everything. I used to tell her everything. Every small incident in my life. Mom was never really happy with me. Dad used to raise his hand over the smallest things. He would beat me badly. Only my sister, my little Bunu, understood me. And now I don't see her either. My sister, my Bunu. Where are you? I used to tell her all this. And she'd laugh. What a sweet laugh. A dimple would form on her cheek. She'd say, "Brother, you held your ears again today? Got beaten again? What did you do? Did you cry? Like a goose?" Hearing her laugh, I'd reply, "Yes, and I'd laugh with her. When we were little, we would laugh all day. We would play hide and seek. After coming from school, I would run to her to talk about my whole day. She is my best friend and a sweet sister, my bunu. She understood me and never judged me for who I am. If Mom saw us talking together, she'd scold us. She'd say I was corrupting her, turning her into a loser like me. Still, we talked. When Mom went to sleep, I played doll games with her. I told her, "You'll never be like me. You'll be the best. You'll ride in a car, fly in a plane." She would laugh and say, "Brother, you'll be the horse and I'll ride on your back." I'm remembering it all now. Where's my sister? Where's Mom? Where's Dad? Dad was supposed to come today. By evening. Then, did that stranger get to him too? No, that can't be. I screamed. "Who are you? What do you want? Why are you doing this? Come forward. If you have the guts, show yourself." Tears streamed down my face. Tears of fear, of panic. I don't know what Dad has done. I don't even know what's happened to Mom or Bunu. I began to pray. Hard. "Mom, come back. I'll try to be the best, I promise. You'll never feel like I'm good for nothing. I won't be the reason for your shame. I'll do all the chores at home. I'll try to keep everything good, Mom. Please come back." My whole face was soaked with tears. My body covered in sweat and blood. I couldn't move. I didn't even have the strength to crawl. Still, I tried to move. I just had to grab the door handle. If I could stand, I could get out of this house. That bastard must have a reason for not killing me. I started dragging myself forward, lying on the ground. Suddenly, the faint light became even dimmer. My already blurry vision got worse, and just 2 feet ahead, I saw burning red eyes. A massive, monstrous figure, at least 6 feet tall. My heart skipped a beat. What did I just see? That figure again? It looked like it was smiling at me, revealing sharp white teeth. But the smile didn't seem human. It was like a giant demonic grin, its wide eyes fixed on me. Those flaming red eyes stared into mine. Every time I blinked, it felt like the thing was getting closer, step by step. One last blink, and it was standing right in front of me. That red-eyed monster. It started reaching out toward me. I was shaking with fear. My limbs turned cold. I screamed and passed out instantly.
Echoes. A shattered body, aching all over. I tried to open my eyes somehow. The terrifying face of that monster, like a nightmare, kept flashing in my mind. The more time passed, the deeper the night grew, and with it, the tide of fear kept rushing in. A monster? Did I see a monster? Something supernatural? I was never someone who believed in these things. I never even thought about such stuff. What I saw, did that happen? Or was it just my imagination? Even if I want to believe it was just a figment of my mind, why is my body in this condition? In this moment, I wasn't even thinking much about my parents or sister. My mind was forced to focus on just one thing. What happened to me? Is something moving around this house? What is this creature? Why can't I sense it? I'm alive, and yet I've seen it right in front of me once. I tried hard to fully open my eyes. Slowly, I gathered my strength and pushed myself up using my arms. My back hurt too. Blood had pooled in one corner of the floor. I couldn't blink properly. My head throbbed for a while. With wide, dazed eyes, I tried to observe my surroundings. I wasn't in my room. I was lying under the stairs. Didn't even realize it until now. Now I could see the stairs. The entire house was in darkness. I could sense that there was electricity around, but not inside the house. Maybe ever since I entered the house, the power had been cut. Still the same darkness. That smell I first noticed near the stairs, it was now becoming more pungent. Overwhelming. Something had rotted, mixed with the damp, musty scent of the rain. I pushed myself up with great effort. Yes, I knew this would be foolishly brave, but I had to see it. I had to know. What had attacked me? What is behind all of this? What were those glowing red eyes? And this unbearable, rotting smell? What it is? My body was full of bizarre sensations. There was no sound anywhere, just complete silence. It feels like I'm in a graveyard. Silence was so heavy that I could hear my voice, my thoughts. In the middle of that silence, somehow I got up. Gathering all of my strengths and willpower, I don't know how, but I was walking, limping, looking for that creature. I went to the kitchen first. It was completely wrecked, as if a storm had passed through. Pots, pans, plates, everything scattered on the floor. I stepped as carefully as I could to avoid making noise. I remembered, behind the fridge, there was a rack for dishes. Dad had once wrapped a big machete in paper and hidden it there. He clearly said he'd use it to defend us if a thief ever broke in. I didn't waste a second. I shoved my hand into the rack and started feeling around. But never did I imagine that my search would be in vain. There was nothing there. I was stunned. I remembered clearly. Dad had placed it there with his own hands and told me not to tell Mom. When I tried to, he beat me badly with a belt that day. He is very much short-tempered. Didn't even give me dinner that day. That memory was etched so deep, there's no way I was mistaken. I had put it right there. But now, it was gone. Just gone. With no other choice, I picked up a small kitchen knife. It wouldn't kill anyone or any animal, surely, but maybe it could do enough damage. For now, this was my only weapon. I tried to quietly move forward. I began following the smell. Where was it coming from? A few steps ahead, I reached the stairs again. Something sticky kept touching my feet. I noticed it, but had no desire to look. That warm liquid, I knew what it was. I climbed upstairs. Even on the upper floor, there was blood on the floor. I could feel it on my feet as I walked. The closer I got, the more my heart started pounding. I was here, in this bedroom. This is where I saw the monster with the blood-red eyes. That demon. Step by step, I reached the front of my room. I couldn't gather the courage to enter. By then, I was clutching the knife's grip tightly. Whatever moved, I would stab it. I turned on the flashlight from my broken phone and looked around. Nothing. Just a broken wardrobe on the floor. The bed sheets soaked in blood. Blood splattered across the floor. Finding nothing in my room, I decided to head to the storeroom. I was sure there was something in there. That awful stench. I had last smelled it strongest from there. I stepped out of my room, passed through the big hall. Mom and Dad's bedroom was right next to mine. As I walked past, I noticed that the huge lock on their door was missing. Only the door was closed. I pressed my ear to it, tried to hear something. Nothing. I told myself, first the storeroom, then this. I headed toward the storeroom, clutching the knife, trailing blood with every step. I climbed down the stairs. The storeroom's key was supposed to be in their room, and the room's key with Mom. But since their room's lock was gone, maybe this one too. The closer I got, the stronger the smell became. Stronger and stronger, like rotting eggs. Then, it's like raw meat decomposing. A disgusting, vile odor. It was unbearable. I took off my shirt and tied it around my nose. Somehow I reached the front of the storeroom. Just as I thought, no lock. The wooden door had swollen from the moisture. Even when I pushed it, it wouldn't open. With one big shove, the door broke off its hinges and fell inward. I lost balance and collapsed forward. My phone flew across the floor. I still had the knife in my hand. I quickly reached for the phone. The smell, it was worse than ever. Worse than anything I'd smelled in my life. I grabbed the phone, turned on the flashlight. Just as I felt something on my neck, I braced myself, knife ready. Someone's foot. It's touching my neck and throat. I turned the flashlight toward it. What? What? I fell flat on the floor. What I saw, I was not prepared to see. A corpse. Dad's corpse. Hanging from a noose. Dad's bluish face stared straight at me, eyes bulging. My heart dropped. What did I just see? Tears wouldn't even come. They dried up. I was more shocked than remorseful. All that was left was terror. Endless terror. Dad's whole body had turned blue. The blood that had trickled down had all dried. Flies buzzing around. Sitting on the floor, I was just shocked. I began to crawl backward. I couldn't believe my eyes. As the flashlight moved ahead again, those red eyes returned. That demon. It was coming closer to me again with that creepy smile. It was smiling at me. I stood up. Terror froze my feet. I felt like a statue. Then with a roar, the monster charged at me. And in that state, I ran toward my room.
Chapter 7. Silent scream. I started running like a madman up the stairs, the way someone would run after seeing death itself. First, I reached the bedroom. I didn't even think whether the big room was locked or not. With one kick, the door swung open. My chest was still pounding. What did I just see? What was that? First, my father. Like that. Then that monster. What was it? I shut the door properly. Locked every latch. Breath caught in my throat. Mouth going dry. I was trembling with fear and confusion. I threw the phone to one side. Its light was still glowing. In that faint light, I looked around the room. Now my last hope was tomorrow's morning. If it turns out like last time, then I'm doomed. No more bravery. If I survive, I'll run. Far away. Away from this house. In the dark room, a faint silver of light spread from the phone's flashlight. The light was not powerful enough to fully light up the room. Now my last hope was tomorrow morning. If it turns out like last time, then I'm doomed. No more bravery. If I survive, I'll run. Far away. Away from this house. In the dark room, a faint silver light spread from the phone's flashlight. The light was not powerful enough to fully light up the room. Falling on the mirror of the dressing table, the mirror was giving reflections, somewhat blurred, slightly hazy. I could not control myself from having a glance at the mirror. I slowly approached it. I was shaking, could not open my eyes properly. My eyes caught the mirror. I saw myself, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me at all. My breath started rising again. What was I seeing? I saw in the mirror's reflection inside the room lying there. My mother, my father, my sister. Where just moments ago there had been nothing. My heart pounding with fear. I quickly looked back. Nothing. Nothing. I faced the mirror again, but this time I saw what I should not have seen. Eyes, fiery red. A slashed smile on the lips. Is it me? Me? Really me? Red eyes. It's like my eyes will melt right here. No burning, no sensations. Just red eyes. Everything was becoming so blurry. I was so shocked to see myself like this that I kept shaking in fear. Every time I look at the mirror, I see my family, my father, my mother, my sister, as if they were floating in the void. When I look back, everything is normal. I wanted to put an end to all this, so I kept looking at myself until I observed some changes. I kept observing a tall, strange, dark silhouette smiling at me, just like the one I'd seen that monster. Suddenly, my face became very hairy, and it started to deform in front of my eyes. The way I'm looking at it is the same way it was looking at me. I kept looking, observing, like I'm getting drawn by it. I'm the monster! I'm the monster! I turned back, then looked again. Still saw myself, but in the shape of that beast. I could not believe my eyes. Is it me? Me? I'm the monster? Or the monster lies in me? How? Why? Suddenly the figure in the mirror talked to me. I was not scared of it this time. I did not run, didn't hide, didn't fight back. It felt like I was under some kind of hypnosis. You want to forget? I'm just a part of you. I am you. You are me. I've saved you always. Every time you fall apart, I'll return whenever you need me. I look back again. No one. I couldn't believe my own eyes. What was I seeing? I'm the monster. I looked at the mirror again. The shape and voice began to grow clearer. My vision blurred, but inside my mind, a storm of memories came rushing back. Mother, her throat in my grip. She stabbed me with a knife to defend herself, a deep slash across my face, knife wound in my knee. I can feel it. I touched it. The mark was still there. In the scuffle, the kitchen got torn apart. With a broken fork, I shoved it into her throat. Blood poured like a stream. I strike again and again. She trembled like a cockroach. I was enjoying every moment. Gave a big smile like the monster. My sister, terrified, ran. While she was running up the stairs, I pushed her down, blood-soaked. Her head cracked open. Still, I didn't stop. I used the machete, severed her head from the body. That person whom I loved the most. Everything was in front of me, and I was living every cruel moment. Later, I cleaned the kitchen carefully, the stairs, and laughed like a lunatic. While doing so, I kept my sister's head beside me. I was talking to her, and in my imagination, she was talking back to me. I went down to the storeroom, untied my father. He tried to push me away and escape. That push slammed me hard against the door. Even then, I didn't stop. A constant lunatic smile was on my face. I hacked him with the machete. Wild, reckless, until silence consumed him. I sat on his chest, kept stabbing, again and again, 1,000 times, until his eyes become still. I roared and screamed happily. My eyes were crying, but a constant smile was always on my face. I danced like a lunatic. Everything came rushing back. I collapsed to the floor, fell to my knees. My hands were shaking. Voices of my mother and father began to echo. Why, son? Why? My sister's voice whispered, Brother, you loved me. Why did you kill me? I crawled backward in fear. My hand hit something. When I grabbed it, it was my sister's severed head. I screamed in terror. Tears burst from my eyes. Sis, no, I didn't do this. It wasn't me. I loved my sister. He did this. That monster did it, not me. I began pounding my chest and shouting. Then I heard that familiar whisper.
Always been inside you. If you want me to leave, I can. But can you live alone? Don't you remember? How your mother humiliated you over little things? She destroyed you from the inside. Remember, you get beaten up over small small things. How can you forget? She does not recognize you as your child. She always mentions you as her curse. You forgot. Forgot all of these, how your father used to beat you with a belt. How he used to call you an idiot before his colleagues. Remember getting beaten up every time by a belt because of every small incident? Did you forget how he treated you when you mistakenly broke his favorite flower vase? The slap in front of your friends at the house party, remember? I guess you remember when you got low marks and he slapped you in front of your classmates. Remember how your mother misbehaved with you in front of Sana? You liked her, didn't you? Remember the jokes? The laughter in the class? How Sana giggled with her friends at you? Your sister, always better. Always comparing with her, always more loved. You ever the favorite. Why is it always your sister? What's so special about her? She also makes mistakes. Why then do you, father and mother, show love to her? Why? Why did you always have to prove yourself? Why do you have to crave love? I've killed them all. Today. Your father, your mother, your sister. Next, Sana. And everyone who ever humiliated you. You're weak. You're too emotional. That's why you need me. That's why you created me. I'm you. You're me.
I trembled and said, "But why? Why kill them? They did it because they wanted to reform me."
Oh. How many years did you face all this? The pain, the humiliation, the ignorance. This is your life, and I only reformed it. No more fear. No more proving. You will live freely now. This is where I take over.
Suddenly I lost control of myself. It's like I'm getting stuck somewhere.
You are me, and I am you. Without you, I'm nothing. But with you, I'm powerful. For your freedom, I must end all of them.
The room was silent, no echo, no sound. It left the room. A soft glow from the phone light drifted toward the wall. There, written in blood, set me free. End.
The echoes quiet down, but something lingers in the air, a feeling you can't quite name. Maybe it's memory, maybe it's madness, or maybe it's still happening. You've just finished After Noon, a psychological horror, written by Nabir Singh Roy, an author who walks the thin edge between the heart and the abyss. If this story unsettled you, if it whispered something you couldn't ignore, then it found the place it was meant to reach. Only the silence that follows. Thank you for listening. And remember, sometimes the scariest hours begin long before nightfall.